Hello. Hey. Hi. Social media family. How are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet, to be said to be feeling all right. Well, not best of all to be said to be feeling blessed and stressed. More blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly calm or be stressed. You and yours, your family and friends, hopefully me and mine likewise as well, are all the same. Well, whatever I have said. Yeah, speaking correct, proper standard English grammar, being of the American dialect of some or such qualities and quantities or not. OBI speaking the King's English, a street slang for that matter. So my wishes go out to you all, one and many, our social media family. Being I'm sorry, I didn't give the usual intro. Well, just how I'm feeling at the moment. Sorry about that. So let me go into it as best that I can. So I feel that someday soon I may have to schedule for myself another appointment with a shrink, as a psychologist, not psychiatrist. Being that because there's supposed to be a difference. A psychologist can only, you know, go about administering that psychological treatment of a therapeutic talk session on a regular basis per scheduled appointment, whereas a psychiatrist of a shrink can do both. Administer that of talk sessions of a psychological nature, however said, and administer prescription medicines. And the reason why I brought that to mind is been because this one neighbor, not to mean to all negative, but he's a real dickhead. Excuse my language, foreign French, a prick, a Neanderthal, uncivilized, savage caveman character, a real brainwashed, brain dead, and brainless freaking idiot, to put it mildly. But then it's not the half of what I meant to say. You know, he is creepy as well as crazy. You know, a psychopath, sociopath, sadomasochist, and I say this, and will have one and many be reminded of the characters played in a couple few movie flicks in particular of the likes of that kind, like say for example, the Hollywood California motion picture production called by its title Psycho, and another one being called by its title Silence of the Lambs. Yes, this neighbor is just that, nuts to drive me completely bonkers upon a daily and a nightly basis, like the last neighbor at my last place of residence that I was living at in the past compared on to my present one. But then let me go into the intro before I go to speak upon any subject matter. Hopefully not this particular one anytime too soon enough again in regard to a proverbial neighbor from hell, dickhead prick. Really crazy MF, sick SOB, as well as stupid bastard. Okay, so I will begin from the very beginning, the intro, before I were to speak upon anything. You know, in due time, like say, on three or one. 1002, 1003. Hello, hey, hi everybody. How are you? That is how everybody, social media family. Being of whatsoever race is, but then not necessarily being of whatever walks of life, factions of society, or lifestyle preferences. I mean, being there because there is a reason or a purpose for that, my person haven't put it like that. Or do disregard what you see in the background. It's supposed to be some kind of romantic film from way back. You know, like a little after the turn of the century. No, not the turn of the last century. Which was 2000. But this goes back to, not for our 21st century, but for the 20th century, and somewhere around about the 1930s. This here. Yeah, it's called by its title of A Farewell to Arms, about some ambulance driver that falls in love with a nurse. You never liked music. It's supposed to be a classic based upon a Ernest Hemingway novel called A Farewell to Arms. Anyway, getting back to some of such other the intro, obviously, evidently, I'm feeling like quite a bit in a funk. With my own how should I put it? Ghosts of the past or skeletons in the closet. Darling. Or sorry, sad sex stories. I'm fine. And one of them being of the likes of a proverbial neighbor from hell. Character that I had mentioned much earlier. And like I said, I don't want to dwell on that. I don't think I want to discuss some of such any further at the moment. For obvious reasons and on purpose for that, my person never said so. And as you can see or notice, witness, or whatever I've said, the title for this particular social media website address broadcast of mine, in which, for an app, I am an account holder of my own personal chat room associated with and representing. But then getting back to the intro before I were to speak upon anything else, if not that particular subject matter being of the same as said in question, the previous prior mentioned, that is before the last, so far as crackpot, crank, etc. Being a homeless, had me seriously thinking about scheduling an appointment with a shrink, as I said, with a psychologist rather than a psychiatrist, because there's a difference. Or as I was saying before, so I say again, or as I was saying, more words less, so I paraphrase and not quote exactly. That being which I mentioned earlier to describe the two different sorts or types of head doctors, as they would be called. Doctors of the mind more than doctors of the body, or as they would take care of any mental issues. And then you'll go back to America. That much more so rather than physical ones. And whereas a shrink of a psychologist only can prescribe therapeutic talk sessions, per client, outpatient or inpatient. And whereas a psychiatrist of the shrink can prescribe both therapeutic talk sessions as well as go about giving a client of a patient, be one outpatient or inpatient, that medical prescriptions. A brave girl. Anyway, though, let me get back to the intro, and then
whatever happens, do not be afraid.
I'll try to speak upon something that is much more uplifting.
We've never been apart. Really. Not since we met.
That was my leg. It's
I never
overarm
can.
injury on my
Never
legs.
In life,
I had at some given moment in time was in the military. I'm prior military enlistment personnel, and upon it being my turn to go over the wall, no, not to become a deserter, but during basic training of the obstacle course, whereas another fellow American GI did not wait for his turn and went over the wall and come down on one of my legs with his rifle butt. And I just tried to walk it off, trying to be all macho and all this. I should have went to the medical infirmary. Now we got paid in full. At a summer such given on time, I would have got 10 for myself a military pension. But then I had myself even had lost my insurance with the military for the branch of service for the American Armed Forces. American U.S. Armed Forces, or whatever I said that I was a part of. My knee has been just so ever since. But getting back to some of such other, what shall I say? On 3, 1,000, 2, 1,000. There's a big part of this movie cut out of some such. Just not the. I mean, I remember seeing something like this before. Maybe a remake like this, like Farewell to Part 2. Because then I'm gonna get back to some such episode. But there was supposed to be
Helen Hayes was known as the
part of
first
some
lady
of
of the
such,
American theater.
whereas
Born in 1900 to an actress who worked in touring companies, Hayes found her way to the stage in an early age.
him and his
By the
friend
time she turned 20,
Nardi was
Hayes
supposed
was
to be
considered one of
been
the
going
great
before a
stage
military
actresses of the day.
board of directors
In
to
1931,
decide their
she transitioned
fate.
to films when she was signed to a contract
Whereas
to MGM.
they
Her
both
first
were
leading role in
being
a feature
accused
film was
of
The Sin of
as
Madeline
being of
Claudette.
deserters.
She would go on to win
So
her
this
Best Actress
gonna
award
be
during the 5th Academy Awards.
one being
She
one of
continued to work
a
on
couple
stage and
few
film
of
for over
films
50 more years, eventually winning the
was
EGOT, which is an Emmy,
circumventing that
Grammy,
format,
Oscar, and Tony Awards.
of
She would win a second Academy Award for Supporting Actress in 1970's
that
Airport.
being
Hayes passed away on March 17, 1993,
Getting
at
back
the
to
age
some
of
of
92.
such,
The lights of Broadway were dimmed
to
for
hell
1
with
minute
that.
at 8 p.m. on the day she died to honor
Being
her
war
legacy.
is hell.
I hope you enjoyed our
My
double
military
feature, and I hope you'll
experience
join
was
me again
hell
for
in
another
its own
showing
right.
of Lakeshore Classic Movies.
Especially when I
I'm
had
Matt
wanted to
Frank.
become a
Thanks for
5-star
watching.
general.
Can't wait for more films? You can
I
find
wasn't
all of
given the
them on
opportunity
Lakeshore
to
Classic
finish
Movies
basic
on demand
training
for
then
members
because
with the Lakeshore
certain
PBS Passport benefit.
ones of my
Did you know you can
superiors
stream
of the
many of your
high
favorite PBS
brass
programs and Lakeshore Classic Movies online
military
through the
officers
free
pull
PBS
rank
app on
on
your
me
phone,
and
tablet, or TV
discharge me
streaming device? Lakeshore
prematurely.
PBS members donating
Whereas I
$5 a
didn't
month or
finish
more
basic
get
training
extended
though I
access
had
to the
about a
latest
week or so
episodes,
to go.
full seasons, and other exclusive content
There's
to our
certain ones
newest
of
member
my
benefits. Not a member?
my
Donate
superiors
today
of
and start
military
watching
sergeants had
wherever,
it
whenever
in
with
for me
Lakeshore
compared to
PBS
some
Passport.
other ones that was trying to give me some leniency because I was qualifying on different, courses. I'm gonna try to see what else is on. I mean, I had qualified as I don't know how I managed to do one better than the other compared to than what I would have rather did much better on one than some of the other vice versa. But I had qualified as I think it was marksman on the rifle range, an expert on the grenade range, whereas I would have rather have qualified as expert on the rifle range and marksman on the grenade range. In that special place we tried to find. Anyway, though, getting back to some of such. Let me turn from this. I'm not crazy about this thing. Okay. So use that word. It doesn't suit my fancy. It's not my cup of tea. So I kind of like folk music a little. That's what I think it is. Like classical music. But I like practically, if not possible, all kinds of music. No, I just don't listen to heavy metal so much and certain rap music. It just sounds like so much garbage. Anyway, though, I guess I could go ahead and get through the intro and get it started and get through it. Yeah, wow. Channel searching, as you see. Television, found all sorts of music. Hopefully, without any further ado, proverbial neighbors from hell attempting to interrupt, especially if he himself be moonlighting as a spook to sit by the door, to devour my apartment door, because there will be hell to pay. Because a man's home is his castle, you're not supposed to let anybody punk you out of that place. If they do manage to, kick you, you know what, you're supposed to give them a hard way to go. Or how they say, the compliment the same. So I paraphrase my quote that. Then I think it goes something like this here. Let the bring ass to get ass. Anyway, though, let me get into the intro. And we'll take it from there, you all. And hopefully during the course of this broadcast, I could possibly find the other half of marbles that I have lost thanks to a neighbor from Health faggot cocksucker. I mean, he must be some kind of faggot. He's faggot enough, not an actual faggot. Then because anytime a male of the same sex focuses his attention so much upon another male, then he himself has got to be kind of faggoty, if not an actual closet faggot. So therefore, as I was saying before, so I said again, he's faggoty. Anyway, let me get into the intro and then we can continue. And then finish up that of a former previous or prior line of thought. And in that same sense of the word, as far as the intro is concerned. Hello, hey, hi everybody. Social media family being whatsoever racist, then not necessarily being a whatever walks of life, factions of society, lifestyle preferences. I mean, you gotta recognize and realize there is a reason or purpose for that my person haven't put like that so far as that last mention. In people's places and things, been there, done that, don't want to do it again. In time too soon enough again. Hopefully it will be a long time coming, if and when, if at all. I mean, you've got to recognize and realize there are consequences, for, to say, serious consequences for hanging out. As some such a good moment in time, people's places and things, as they would say. Being at the wrong place at the wrong time in the wrong crowd. Been there, done that, don't want to do it again. Anytime too soon enough again. Hopefully it will be a long time coming, if at all. So I say to you all, family on social media, family being likewise of the old and young alike of both two sexual genders, representing the global, both of the two sexual genders, males and females, that is. Representing the global community within its post-911 era, the new millennium, of this apocalyptic day and age, and where the doomsday clock is at a couple few minutes to midnight compared on our former previously prior to then. Those are according to that for these relativities bedtime. See, channel circle, I usually just go to 300, though I have more channels than that. There was a time I was going up to like a number of channels, there's channel searching for a number of channels for the numerical digits of numerical digits, what I mean to say. Speaking correctly. But for the numerical digits of 666, I know, Lord ask, why 666? Well, don't ask stupid questions. You're going to get stupid answers. But then we are living in these last evil days. I really don't care for channel surfing past that, but now there's 300. There's 300 channels on shown, so, I mean, after all, this is the idiot box, and I yet to get back into the reading habit myself. I think I'm going to turn to this for now. Apollo 13. This movie. Yeah. Then I missed church today,
I lost something here. I can't translate up.
Houston.
Yeah, it's a funny thing how for a while nobody could attend church services for quite a while.
Houston, I'm going to reset that.
Like that beast is hungry out there.
Okay, we're stable. Go ahead and recycle the
And then that's like a one-liner for another movie flick. I think it was called. I'm gonna think now. What was it?
20.
Yeah, where the brother was like saying, "Oh yeah, that's that movie that starred Martin Sheen." It was Martin Sheen starring the movie flick where it's
caption.
It's supposed to be a U.S. military soldier or something. So give him a time. I think it was called.
Apollo 13, backup crew, you're up in the singular.
What's that? Apocalypse Now? Or what's that?
That's 3 hours aboard and all about 7 seconds to shoot terrorists. Good job, guys.
I can't remember which one. I know in the one for the last I mentioned where Martin Sheen was supposed to rescue two
I want to work
Vietnamese females who were being sexually assaulted or raped by American GIs. And one of his fellow American GIs was when he had witnessed Martin Sheen pulling his fellow American GIs off some Vietnamese females that they were raping. Where one of the American GIs asked him, "What are you, a faggot now? Callahan?" Something like that. So what's the geek to you? Huh? And then what he was saying, she's a human being, man. A human being, you all just don't get it. You're a bunch of animals. Animals, all of you, animals. Then getting back to Somerset Avenue. Yeah, they was trying to get the pussy from the Vietnamese females. As a matter of fact, they were going at it, and the Vietnamese females weren't just women. They was in a case scenario being sexually assaulted or raped, as worse yet, underage female minors. Imagine that. Grown adult purrs of males or men, American GI were raping some Vietnamese girls or females, sticking their grown man's dicks or pricks into young Vietnamese girls' pussies or pussy holes. Similar to the case of the situation how the average Catholic priest or one's gay self is in the sodomizing boys, underage male minors. Otherwise, well, the majority of Catholic priests do that with their gay self, with their gay pedophile self. But anyway, getting back to Somerset Avenue, I did finish up with the intro.
Into a circle.
Or evidently, obviously, I'm going to have to schedule an appointment with a shrink sometime real soon. After the neighbor from hell has got me feeling like quite a basket case. What I mean, can't even get my word. Well, how he be like, trying to put me through the ringer. Act like he's attempting to have me be like a jumping jack otherwise. So,
way better than pecan.
Going about with his regular usual routine, a daily and usual routine of goose stepping and bumping and stomping and dropping things on the floors and dragging things across the floors and bouncing things off the walls and banging on the pipes and running water and all that crazy crap and BS, especially within the late evening hours, of the night, taking it into the up until the midnight hour and past it. He's a real crazy motherfucker is what I mean to say. To drive me completely bone. Let me phrase it. I have got to remember to only make usages of the species of profanity, or in other words, to only use cuss words being of a nature, being of which are mentioned in God's word, the good book, the book of all books, You know, the BIBLE, the basic instruction before leaving earth regarding making reference to salvation and deliverance in Christ, our Lord and Savior, beside the Lord. If I must, you know, bounce around and mouth off or employ the usages of expletive or profanity or use cuss words and go about, you know, employing the usages of those alternative expletives or profanity or then to use those alternative cuss words to simply say, you know, which are not mentioned in God's word. That God's word, good God. You know, if I do for the uses of the speech of profanity of alternative nature, if I do use alternative cuss words to simply say, well, hopefully I will rephrase that so it will be less offensive and so that I won't destroy my good testimony in Christ's name any further. Because we've got enough to do so if I would have just used cuss words, you know, which are mentioned in the Bible compared to those alternative cuss words, you know, which would destroy my good testimony in Christ's name that much more. So I had to seriously think to rephrase what I was saying about the proverbial neighbor from hell, public nuisance problem neighbor character, and that is he's a real crazy effer. Real crazy effer. Real sick SOB attempting to drive me completely bonkers. You know, as he is a stupid and sick, creepy as well as crazy shithead, piece of shit. He's a real crazy MF, as I was saying, real sick SOB for whatever race he may be. For like this kind, like my last neighbor from hell that I had in the past, only to, you know, encounter likes of him at my present place of residence where I'm at now. You know, and for the Midwest of the USA, you know, being as it is. For our beloved supposed so-called Democratic Republic or democracy of the United States of America, in which, as I look at matters from a different point of view, as I judge what I'm seeing happening in the United States, as the years go by, it seems to be that much more to be considered as just one big oil company with its own private police and military. You know, then when I was in the military, when I had went to see about enlisting in the military, I didn't have to be drafted. You know, I had actually volunteered. That's how gung-ho I was about being an American patriot. Now, not so much as patriotic of this country, this United States of America, as I used to be. You know, especially after that incident with that one racist redneck prick, dirty cop, dickhead, having put his knee on the neck of a black brother from my own race, people's persons. As I'm a mixed breed, it's probably like more or less Puerto Rican, Indian, and Asian. Yeah, when he had put his knee upon the neck of that one black brother, just another lousy, racist, redneck, faggoty, or closet faggot, dirty cop, white boy, thinking he himself is above the law. Isn't that a movie flick of Martin Sheen? Yeah, that's another movie flick Martin Sheen started about an undercover cop being a whom had infiltrated 1% of MC. And at one time or another, regardless of whether or not I was a cop in times past, then even if I was, I wouldn't tell anybody, not really. But then that's besides. Or even if at some given time I would have been at one time another police informant. You know, my military, whatchamacallit, when I were to get out of basic training and get into my AIT, it was supposed to be military intelligence. Don't worry about that one. You know, and then getting back to some such other. The movie flick had to do that Martin Sheen movie flick, I think it's called by its title, Above the Law. Was he played the part of an undercover cop that infiltrated 1% of MC.
Your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
So he could get the intel back to his superiors.
Only pay for what you need.
Talking for that, what was I talking about before last?
I'm Rachel from the dump, and I'm
Oh yeah,
changing.
you know,
I'm adapting to the
you know,
new
back
normal.
then I was
And the dump is too.
quite
In addition
gung
to the
ho
weekend,
about being
the
an
dump will now
American
open
patriot.
Monday
Now
through
I'm
Thursday
more
for
like
private appointments.
the
Making it easier
character
for
in
you to
another
shop.
movie
They'll
flick.
bring it to your
You know, to
car,
be
to your
possibly
home, to
considered.
your
You know, when
doorstep,
Tom
or
Cruise
shop
played a
online.
part of
Whatever makes you feel most
an
comfortable.
American
The dump
GI
knows value.
that was all
Distance
gung
yourself
ho
from
about
full
the
price.
U.S. military
Dump.
himself,
We're
but
here
when
for
he
you.
come out,
The
got
dump
out
is
of
the
there
dump.
and
The
was
dump, dump,
injured,
dump.
he become
Hi, I'm Steve
a
Moore.
war
You or a loved one
protester.
has taken
Where
Zantac
before
or
then
generic
he was
form to
quite
treat heartburn and
patriotic,
have been diagnosed with
you know,
any of these cancers. You may be
patriotic
entitled to substantial
American
compensation.
of
The
American
federal
GI.
government recently ordered
You know,
all drugstores to
that
remove
was
the
for the
heartburn
war at
Zantac
one
from their shelves,
time. Then when
as
he
it
got
may
out
contain a
of the
cancer-causing
military, he come
Our
around the hoops
experienced
again.
team has won multi-billion-dollar settlements. Find out if you have a case in minutes.
Yeah.
Malman Law, we know what matters most.
Introducing a new
Anyway,
kind
though,
of
you
home
all feel like
insurance.
pretty much of a
Insurance that
basket
covers the
in case
breakdown
you
of
know,
appliances
thanks to
and
maybe some health
electronics.
failure. You know,
That includes coverage
practically
for
it's
water
not
and
possible
sewer
not knowing
backups
my head from my ass. You
that
got my
provide
head
four
up.
times the coverage on computers and home
Really,
office equipment.
he's really had me feel like really just
And covers
in
the
a
service
funk
line connections between your house and the street.
and where some contemplating, no, not suicide. Hopefully not, since the last time I tried that.
I'm
That was
William Lee
years ago.
from The Good Doctor
But
and Altered Carbon.
then drinking intoxicating alcoholic beverages and smoking is other choices like
My Nintendo
suicide
Switch,
attempts in its own right.
doing
I've been
the
having an
playing
800-pound
right now.
gorilla on
Watching
my
The
back.
Last Dance right
Once
now.
again, as a matter of fact, I got a 6-pack of beer
Tequila.
in my
I haven't come out
fridge. I mean, my
since
fridge
the
anyway.
beginning of quarantine. So
7
I'm
drinks
legit
today.
usually,
Then my drug of
nowadays,
choice has always been
it's
reefer,
keeping me sane. Watch my
peyote,
full interview on
aka
Sci-Fi
marijuana, you know. Yeah, I'm supposed to be pretty much so sober. You know, I think I'm gonna change to a different channel station.
Apollo 13, lifting
Yeah,
off
you all
$1,313
hold it though.
and entering the moon of gravity on April 13th.
Ken Mattingly here has been doing some scientific experiments regarding that very phenomenon.
I heard Tom Hanks supposed to be some kind of pedophile.
Walk over a
Supposed
broken
to be
mirror.
a part, can't remember, to a secret society.
And we'll also consider a
Yeah.
real helpful letter.
Deals
We got
in
from fellas who we ought to
pedophilia.
take a pig up with us for good luck.
Tom Hanks,
Does it
oh,
fall
that
that the public
who supposedly played the part of Mr.
Nothing routine
Rogers
about flying
remake
moon,
of,
I can vouch for that.
you know, and that, you know,
And,
Mr. Rogers
I think that an astronaut
franchise. He played a pilot movie as
well, that's always
Mr.
going to
Rogers.
be very
You know.
special.
Why is this your last, Jim?
I'm in
You
command
would think it would become a TV show.
the best
It
crew
was a
that
TV
anybody
show.
could ask for.
That's what the movie is. But
And I'll be walking in a place where there's 400 degrees
Mr.
difference between
Rogers.
sunlight and shadow.
television show. What I mean to say, like
I can't imagine
after the pilot movie,
ever
that
topping that.
Tom Hanks. He also played as a sergeant. I'm not mistaken, some high brass in the movie flick Saving
Bro
Private
and I are going to be going
Ryan.
over the lunar surface experiments
That's
tomorrow.
one of-
Ken's going to be
one
back in the simulator.
My
We're going to be going on the
favorite
flight plan
movies
tonight
as
as well.
well.
But pay attention to this beautiful
Saving
machine. I need
Private
a hard
Ryan.
down. Thanks. Yeah,
Similar to,
we've got a problem.
it's supposed to be based
Just got
on
some blood work back
a
from the
real
lab.
life,
Charlie Duke has
you know,
to be-
about
so we need a
some
backup.
such brothers, the Sullivan brothers, I think, all 4 of them
Ken Mattingly has
served in the same unit, and all 4 of them got killed.
before the launch.
You know,
When we can predict each
whereas
other's
now
mood,
there's U.S.
we can read the
policy
tone of
that
each other's
if
voice.
any
Ken Mattingly will be
relative,
getting seriously ill.
blood relatives or
Psychic
brothers
communication
go to
will be ascending
war,
from the
they're
lunar
not
surface
supposed to be
rendezvous.
put in the same
Jim, that's
unit,
lousy time for a
so that
Now-
there
now
will
look,
stand
Jack
a
Swigert has been
chance
out of the loop
that
for weeks.
at least there will be a surviving
He's a
relative
fine
among
pilot.
the American
But when was the last
GIs
time he was in a
that
city?
had joined the U.S. military.
I'm sorry,
after
Jim,
them
I
watched
understand
Star
how you feel.
Wars.
Now, we can do one of two things.
Yes, they were.
We can either scrum
I mean,
Mattingly
the
or
other
Swigert.
was Apollo.
We can bump all 3 of you to a later mission.
Only be reminded of my military experience.
I've trained for the Fromore Highlands.
But I mean, it may sound like a contradiction. I'd rather watch Star Wars if I had to say. So I turned to Star Wars. There's Return of the Jedi, and then
Right
The
now,
Empire Strikes
There are
Back.
over 1 million Walmart associates doing their
2
best
different
to keep
Star
our
Wars.
nation going. Because it's like everything that's changed,
And I am a Star
One thing
Wars
happened.
fan.
and that's our devotion to you
I'm not
and our
saying-
communities.
Don't get me wrong, I don't watch any and every
to keep you and our
sci-fi
associates
movie
safe
flick,
while making sure
TV show that
we can
comes
still
out.
get the
There's just
essential
certain
needs.
ones that I watch. I'm more like, speaking upon those matters, when it comes to TV shows and movies, I'm more like into the
The
classics.
perfect way to care for your baby.
Very seldom do I change up and watch some updated
That
stuff or
inspired
some
a
new
perfect diaper.
TV show
No harsh
or
ingredients.
movie
New
or
Hardy
any,
special
for
delivery.
that matter, that is supposed to be a
Now's
remake
the
of
time
some
for us all
old
to show our
classic,
strength.
you know, or any original TV show or movie. Unless I really started to like
Stay
it,
active.
and that don't happen too often. I must
Michelob
admit.
Ultra.
There are some
Superior light
TV shows and movies I got
Who's
into the
ready to
habit
take
of
on the
watching.
morning?
You know,
You are.
some remakes of some
Because
old
roughly many
classic or
meats are
some
made to fill
some
people up,
original
and they
TV
have
shows.
10 layers of
Like,
wheat
okay,
and
there's a
7
remake
vitamins
of
and minerals.
Star
One
Trek
bowl?
that I had began to watch, and I liked it, so I watched that on a regular basis. You know, it's like the junior Star Trek crew. You know, the Star Trek Enterprise cadets that look much younger than their older rival counterparts. You know, got the name of it, but I watch that now because I'm really into the radio. So how's my talk show going so far, you all?
Sign says.
I'm still sounding, you know, seeming at least pretty coherent, though the neighbor from hell would want me to go into La La Land, or this faggot, call it faggot bitch ass, SOB ass. You know, to be out there in the streets like, you know, the sky is falling. What you call that one little chicken with his head cut off? Only ripping out and running through the streets, drunk as a skunk, high as a kite, and then some lousy faggoty or probably faggot bitch ass, some of the bitch dirty cop puts his knee down upon my neck. Man, that's one of the worst ways you can go out of this world. Not one of the worst, but the worst yet. You see another worst ways. Believe me.
I used to live here.
At times when I was drinking, I could drink some, if not all, up under the table where I would be drinking other fish. The same can be said of smoking, having when I was smoking reefer. As I'm not only a recovering alcoholic, I'm a recovering reefer addict. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
And what interruption you heard in the background at some given moment in time, now I'm not making reference to television. You're just a neighbor from hell cocksucker. Neighbor from hell faggot. I'm disregard that mother MF for that. Misery loves company. What a dickhead. Reminds me of the faggots on premises properties of a mass transit. Public transportation system with all these bus and train routes, and likewise for atmospheres and places of businesses, premises of property, be it public or private, who would either attempt to flirt with me. I said, who would either attempt to flirt with me or worse yet, to crowd my private little space area. Whereas they could have more than enough standing room area available for them to stand in, or enough seating plan arrangement for them to sit in, yet they would come my way to crowd my private space area. Make me feel like a choir boy that has been raped by gay pedophile Catholic priests. I'm not really liking that. I had to get on elsewhere from there. I said, excuse me, I want to get through here. You know, I mean, I don't know why you didn't just stand or sit elsewhere. You got much more than enough standing room as well as seating plan arrangement areas for you. You know what I'm saying? I be telling them. Faggots, be they black or white, instead of a green moon marshals from outer space, for that matter, is taking on human form. If there are any ETs, extraterrestrials, or aliens from outer space, I believe there are. Or if you look at it from one point of view, not that is, if you mean ETs, extraterrestrials, being of angels and demons, you know, we call angels in the skies and demons in the flesh. Otherwise, I believe that much less than extraterrestrials of aliens from outer space. I'm like, why? If they haven't shown themselves in all this time, then there could be a possibility that they don't exist. You think that with God having created all these different planets, in the universe, that you think nothing of choosing God have been stupid, where some will argue, why create different planets? I only put creatures on one planet, You know what I'm saying? If you look at it from that point of view, that's a argument. So you would think there would be some extraterrestrial? I don't know. I doubt it. Aliens from outer space, because we haven't been visited by any visitors really that would make themselves more generally known by the general public or people at large. And more than likely, more often than not, there aren't any aliens from outer space. Only what you see in the movies, TV shows. And trying to keep from relapsing. We looking like an Ernest Hemingway myself. Like, feeling like some such other Orson Welles. We shall sell no wine before it's time. Obviously, evidently, I'm still feeling like quite a bit of a funk. The neighbor from hell faggot to me, driving completely bonkers, some such other thing to mess with my head. Like this one, I say for example, this one Willie Lynch left feeling nigger SOB bastard preacher man, whom that cussed me out in this nigger church in the nigger neighborhood over a cell phone. Not that all black preacher men are the likes of Willie Lynch left feeling jacket preacher, chitlin sucking, chicken eating, jive ass nigger SOB bastard preacher man. And not that all black churches are nigger churches. And not that all black neighborhoods are nigger neighborhoods. But ever since then, it's like something had died in this somewhere. Well, hopefully not. My faith in God altogether as a believer, as I am, Christian, aka Protestant. I practically, if not possibly, feel like that much more like some kind of closet commie. I'm still a Catholic, but I feel part like a commie and part like socialist. It's for the communist faith is here. Yeah, something like that. I think Kathy Griffin is a communist. Closet commie. Communist enabler. Closet terrorist. Terrorist enabler. Kathy Griffin, a white girl that wants to chop off the head of our president, Mr. Moneybags, Pussy Groper, Dotard, Donald Trump, Mr. DT, or as his friend Adolf Hitler, Kim Jong-un would call him. Or at least Donald Trump is not like some of the other former ex-president of the USA who was a closet rapist. Big Bill Bobcat Clinton, raping bitches and hoes left and right, and got away with it. Raping bitches and hoes of born and raised female person representing the opposite sex of women and possibly girls like that. I hear he's supposed to have a car can membership to Pizzagate and Comet Ping Pong. Being a wish like Disneyland is often the pedophilia itself, like Vatican City, Rome, papacy, with its gay pedophile Catholics. Someone else I was about to say that. Something like that. Oh yeah, the squint-eyed Adolf Hitler, Kim Jong-un. He thinks Donald Trump is a dotard president. I think we do have a couple of Cocoa Pops in the White House. On Black Lives Matter Avenue, they renamed the street where the White House is at Black Lives Matter. But then those Clark members of the Black Lives Matter pose the so-called social activist movement. They're a bunch of commies, misguided, misdirected commies. Say this here, because the Black Lives Matter movement was established by a kike SOB bastard of a white boy who was off in the secret societies and royal family, possibly off in the pedophilia like the other kike SOB bastard. No, I'm not anti-Semitic altogether. I am partly anti-Semitic as well as I'm partly homophobic, not extreme homophobic. I mean, though I like certain broadcasts of the Westboro Baptist Church, but I don't agree with his email address of www.godhatesfags.com. Being that because if God hated anybody, he couldn't be God. He couldn't give his life upon the cross of Calvary to save the lost souls of humankind of our own species. Getting back to some of such others. Yeah, George Soros, this kike SOB bastard. He helped he was one that had helped found it, that helped establish the Black Lives Matter movement. You know, same kike SOB bastard like Harvey Weinstein, similar to him, or like he can. George Soros, whereas he escaped the Holocaust, then because his family of this Jewish white persons had paid off Nazi higher ups. There's one in particular of an SS officer who was moonlighting as a Gestapo police. Paid him off to take their son, George Soros, up under his wing to adopt him. And that's the high-ranking SS Gestapo officer did.
When it's especially important to
George
keep
Soros
skin
was
clean,
saved
keep
from the
reaching for
Holocaust.
Cetaphil, recommended by dermatologists.
And while he was over there in Europe in World War II,
And
he
most of all,
confiscated
loved by skin.
premises, properties,
Cetaphil,
real
the
estate of
cleanser
his own
sensitive skin loves.
Jewish
Have you tried the
Jewish
sandwich yet?
race of
You know
people
that crispy chicken on
who were
toasted
sent
brioche.
to more than 500 who were sent to the concentration camps, the POW camps, the
Get
death
the
camps.
sandwich for $3.99.
Confiscated their real estate properties, the premises, and he got rich behind that.
Love.
And then, at some given moment in time, he immigrated to the USA,
And right
United States of
now,
America,
love is more important than
and
ever.
set up on
In
different
response to COVID-19,
commie camps
Subaru
or
and our retailers are donating 50
terrorist
million
camps
meals
and
to
all
Feeding
that.
America
Attempt
to
to
help
overthrow
feed
the
those
U.S.
who now need our
government.
help. It's all part of our
And somewhere
commitment to our
down the line,
communities
he had
through
helped
Subaru
establish
Loves
the
to
Black
Help.
Lives Matter movement, which was
Love.
supported,
It's what makes Subaru
financed, and
Subaru.
promoted by
A
his
migraine hope
schemes of
from
scam.
Aimovig.
And whereas
to
the Black
show
Lives Matter movement don't
for the sweet,
represent the rest of us blacks,
the
because it's
hectic,
full of shit, you know.
the
But if
tender,
anything, the BPP, the
tense,
Black Panther Party, will
the
represent the black
frustrating,
race of people's persons
and fiery.
much more than the Black
But
Lives
for
Matter
many,
movement,
migraine
which
keeps
is
them from saying,
financed
I
by
am
the
here.
Jewish mafia,
We aim to
possibly
change
financed by
with
the gay
Aimovig,
mafia.
a preventive treatment for migraine in adults.
And
One
I
dose
myself
once
am a
month
card carrying
is
member
proven
to
to
the
reduce
BPP,
monthly
the Black
migraine
Panther
days,
Party. I
for
just
some
haven't been
by half or more.
active.
Don't take Aimovig if you're
No.
allergic to it. Allergic
Because for
reactions
some
like
reason or
rash or
another, I
swelling
have
can
this
happen
gut
hours
feeling
to
that
days after use. Severe
the new
constipation can
BPP
happen,
compared to
sometimes
the
with serious
old
complications.
BPP, the new Black
Common
Panther
side
Party
effects include
compared to the
injections
old
like
Black
reactions and
Panther Party.
constipation.
Old
It
Black
doesn't
Panther
matter
Party
what each day
was
brings, so
literally
long as you
actually
can say,
a
I am
progressive
here.
social
Aim
activist
to be there more.
paramilitary
Talk to your doctor
political
about Aimovig.
movement that was trying to help black people, compared to how the new BPP, the new Black Panther Party, is leaning in the direction of possibly becoming more like a black street gang, like the Black Lives Matter movement is supposed to be, financed by a kike SOB bastard, faggot or father faggot, bitch ass, some bitch commie or socialist, who's attempting to overthrow the government. You know, this George Soros who's hooked up with a secret society or otherwise.
Imagine.
You know,
Not
possibly
worrying about
like
having
say
dry mouth.
the Illuminati or
Act
something
dry
similar.
mouth to soothe and moisturize. Stop imagining. Start acting.
Anyway, though, yo, I'm gonna wrap this up, you know, regardless of whether or not I go back to drinking intoxicating alcoholic beverages or smoke my drug of choice of leaf, well,
Take Allegra-D.
you know, playing the field, trying to dust off my rusty, dusty rap and try to get the ladies, not female impersonators, but born and raised female persons, rather than opposite sex, but then that lets alone about women whatsoever races, whatever walks of life, fashion society, or lifestyle preferences who are not pussy and lesbians either, and not transgenders or female
And never running out of sunscreen before playing in the yard. And if you do spend the day
Try to get
indoors,
me some pussy with
always
the
have
exception
enough
of
space.
trying
This
to
summer,
get some
Walgreens
pussy
is
the
making
hard
shopping
way.
safer with
So
touchless pay
far,
and
as
drive
snatching
pickup, so
panties,
you can
you know,
keep
I'm
your
not
summer
happy
going.
that. At
Walgreens.
one time, I come so close to attempting to snatch panties of some bitches, you know, born and raised female persons, representing opposite sex, and then less a grown adult woman, you know, different races, and possibly a different walks of life that time. But I had chicken out at the last moment, and that was like at least a decade ago. Thank God I didn't carry it out. That it's transformed my mental thoughts and physical actions. Otherwise, you know, I'll be tore up from the floor. I'll be burned up. Well, my next place of residence at this location would be JAIL, or a crazy house or both. You know, as much as I like to love pussy, get my monkey goose up in some woman's cat hole. I don't want to do it for the snatch of
Introducing Fresh
panties, you know.
Step Clean Paws. With low tracking litter, your vacuum
I be wondering how is
becomes a cat
that
toy.
rapists and
Let's make litter
pedophiles
less of a mess.
put
Let's start
themselves in
fresh.
that situation. It's like when they see some pussy, all of a sudden like they become mindless, you know. You don't be thinking, you know, like the dick thinks for them, you know. All of a sudden they don't consider the serious consequences of possibly attempting to rape a female of a woman or girl. Same can be said to gay pedophile Catholic priests, because the majority of them are in the sodomized boys. You know, the majority of Jesuits, Catholic priests with the gay pedophile cells. Yeah. Anyway, though, y'all, I'm gonna wrap things up. Maybe I get back with you all later. Maybe I won't. That all depends. Hopefully, I won't be like saying you all, you know, like so. I'm gonna, if anything, let me do like romance the thought of possibly. If anything, I think it'd be much better in my interest in, you know, mouthing off my problems, possibly, or the other on social media. None of y'all like helping me any. Not putting any presents or gifts in my chat room. You're not sharing my broadcast. You're not subscribing to my channel. So what I could practically say to you all, whatever it's, you know, that's why I was saying it may be quite a while if at all I get back on it. It all depends. I would rather really mess the thought of possibly giving in to my vices. Once again, living my life in a bottle or living my life in a pipe or cigarette. You know. Whereas one of my favorite drinks when it comes to alcoholic beverages of intoxicating nature was beer. You know. I got a 6-pack in my fridge somewhere about.
But I need your help.
Hopefully I would, if I would have relapsed in that now I'm talking the sense word the same, but hopefully I wouldn't, you know, compound the problem or complicate matters by relapsing by smoking my drug of choice likewise, or that much more than reefer or equals Then I was speaking of something about churches, you know. I ain't coming, man.
You must.
It wasn't been brought to mind because I be thinking about self-help recovery. At one time or another, you know, a person couldn't even go to church. And I'm self-help recovery because I don't know, it's like something along the line I thought of conspiracy theory. It could be possibly that being the case situation. It could be some such or other. Who can say? But they were saying that the beasts. As we living in these end times, biblical predictions and everything, they said, the government could have come about with this coronavirus, COVID-19, because it wants, government and secret society, world family business, because it wants believers in God to stand less of a chance of gathering, getting together, because it would prove to become its greatest or biggest foe or enemy. Being that because they want to establish NWO or OWG, NWO New World Order, and OWG One World Government of the false prophet or Antichrist and the beast. And the church has proved to be the greatest threat to either of the three, false prophet, Antichrist, and the beast. So they want to use the coronavirus or COVID-19 as an excuse to keep believers in God from assembling together, because they want to pick us all off one at a time. Want to have us be like the lost sheep that strayed from the 99, because there's strength in numbers, and they want it to be like the compliment of Kanye West song. No, not the one where it said Jesus walk, but the other one, boom, no church in the wild.
Yeah. When God am I?
What's a king without a kingdom? What's a God to an unbeliever who don't believe in anything? If we make it out alive, all right, no church in the wild. Boom, 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 boom. False prophet and Antichrist. Beast communist paper. Boom, 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 boom. That's Yoda, something like that. Old fart, like a demon from hell. Like to punch him in his face. Boom. We know who that is. Luke Skywalker, where his father's supposed to be Darth Vader. This is a movie called the other one. There's probably two of these different Star Trek movies. I mean, what I mean to say, Star Wars movie on. This supposed to be the other one. The other one, this is supposed to be another. One on the other channel is supposed to be The Empire Strikes Back. This is supposed to be Son of a Jedi, something like that. No, Return of the Jedi is what I mean to say. That's CP3O R2D2.
I can't do it. You can't go on alone.
Let's see what's on.
Yoda will always be with you.
Man, people was hurting when couldn't attend church and couldn't attend any self-help recovery meetings. Man, they couldn't even attend church.
Except that it be given to thee from on high. And those that have delivered me to you, they have the greater sin.
Well, they're doing
The generator cannot stop the hurricane from
Christ,
but it can do a lot of other things.
coming before religious authorities, being interviewed, examined, investigated, or would be crucified. Was a king to Jesus walks. God showed me the way. The devil's trying to break me down. Jesus walks with me. According to clause in the self-help recovery meeting program. They say nobody wants to become so gluttonous to overeat or stuff oneself, if one would be thinking. Nobody wants to become so sexually perverted to attempt to sexual assault or rape. What is that? I'm gonna try to wrap things up shortly, y'all. Yes. I haven't eaten anything as yet much. If I have eaten anything, snack. I gotta get me a meal in my system. I was working like a dog last night, and I'm finishing up. You know, I was telling you all how I had to get my pad together. You know, trying to press the time. Although I probably have more than enough time, good time. Quite a while before an inspection in my place. Yeah, I may not even have to do something such this year, because every time I clean up, I usually pass mine. Especially if I could fail, I'll be given another chance again. I pass it then. I usually though pass my inspection the first time around. Regardless of how some effing idiot with neighbor from health value could possibly attempt to throw a monkey wrench in the program. Because a lot of times be doing household cleaning chores. This MF would be making with his bam rolls routine, bumping and stomping, goose step bumping and stomping, and all that other crazy, extreme incessant noises that he be going about with to attempt to throw a monkey wrench in my program. Likewise, he wish for me to become homeless dickhead. Well, the majority of homeless people, they want to be like that, you know. The majority of them. I have never been homeless by choice. Well, there would be one time where it would seem like I had become of being homeless by choice, and that's been because I had violated my golden rule. My golden rule being which is to pay my rent before I were to get me one, a drink or a smoke. And some give one time I did. This happened years ago. But I got me a drink and intoxicating alcoholic beverage before I were to pay my rent, utilities, home, phone, and cell phone fees, etc. And that's when three dudes, fellas, they jumped me while I was up on the influence. Two of them I knew. The third one, I didn't know him from Tom, Dick, and Harry, the Who Shot John. I think I told you all about this before. And I was in a liquor store. I already had me some liquor in me. I had gotten pretty drunk, and I was about to get me another one. You know, and I had a pack of squares, jamming on my Walkman radio and everything. They had them kind of things out. You know, Walkman radio. Now, Walkman radio is being like replaced by iPods. But anyway, so I go into this one liquor store. As I'm coming out, I run into one of these cocksuckers, three. Like I said, two of them I knew. The third one I know him from Tom, Dick, and Harry, Who Shot John. He may have been related to the late JWG or JD. You know, JWG, John Wayne Gacy, or Jeffrey Dahmer, like the black sheep of their family, or black brother. Or he could have been, they could have been that. I'm saying for this species. He may have been related to either, you know, towards B.I.G. or Tupac Shakur for that matter. But anyway, so I'm coming out of the liquor store. And one of two I knew, the third one I didn't know him, whatever I said, as I was saying. So this one particular guy, fella, I was supposed to call him. I see you got you one. How about going to the liquor store? How about me and you go back in the liquor store and you get me one? I said, well, no, I haven't really paid my rent yet. But you think I should have took care of that business first of all. So I kind of told him myself. I sent him a signal. So he's like, oh, so you got money. Bet. All right. Yeah, that's what I would want to hear. That's what I want. So I going back into the liquor store with him. I mean, I got mad with him. I told him, So I go back in the liquor store with him, buy him something such, for himself. And I come out, and that's when it all bum rush me, all three of them. One on the left of me, one on the right of me, and one in back of me, hold my mouth. So I couldn't yell out. I was like up on the train elevator station and so forth, so I couldn't yell up at an attendant because one was covering my mouth and the other two was going to my pocket. And one in the back, come on, y'all got it? And this one's like, yeah, we got it. Okay, let's pull up. So far, my wallet, all the money in it. Then that's when I couldn't pay my rent at that given moment in time. Went to my landlord and like, what's up? He said, you usually pay your rent. So he says, I wouldn't have to worry about you, but how come you like, give me like the eye, look like you about to tell me something already different. Do you have my rent money or not? I said, no. See, I ain't gotten jacked on foot. I got robbed blind. He said, well, that's not my problem. I'm going to give you a time frame period of 24 to 72 hours, to get my rent money. Otherwise, you can't stay here because I got to have my rent. I got bills to pay myself. My landlord was saying back then. Yeah. I try to hold down your spot for you, but, you got to get my money within, that time frame period. Otherwise, you can't stay in anymore. I can't let you stay here for free unless you're some kind of handyman. You can do our job, like a maintenance personnel or something. He said, but you can't stay here. I don't care where you go from here. But I'm going to try to hold the spot for at least a few days. If you don't have my rent money back then, it's a done deal. I got to give it to somebody else. So I couldn't pay my rent that time. But then he did hold my spot there. Either that or he didn't get anybody on short notice. But when I went there, again, I paid my rent. But then I was thinking about moving from there after I felt that he had played me, knowing that I usually pay my rent, and he didn't give me some slack. But ever since then, I've been violating my golden rule since then, which is to pay my rent first and foremost before I do anything. Because I have never been homeless by choice. And any of them times that I was homeless in time past, I would usually have another spot to call my own and have a roof over my own head. I usually have a spot to call my own where I pay monthly rent on a regular basis, being a unit to a place of residence apartment, like within the first few months after being homeless. But the last time around I was homeless, it was twice that amount of time for a time frame period. Last time I was homeless for half a year, 6 months. And my life flew before my eyes. I thought I was about to become homeless for years. But God had another plan. But now here it is. I just got another neighbor from hell cocksucker. My present place of residence, like I had at my last place of residence, to drive me completely bonkers. That's why I said I have got to try to see about scheduling for myself an appointment with a shrink soon enough as a psychologist, not a psychiatrist. Whereas a psychologist can only administer therapeutic counseling talk session, whereas a psychiatrist and shrink can do both, administer therapeutic counseling talk sessions as well as go about given to one's client of an outpatient or inpatient that is as he is licensed to prescribe medicines or give to a client prescription medicines that he would write up, a script, type of write out some such for that nature. And I don't want to be doped up. That's why I usually just see a psychologist, But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, y'all, and I'm gonna call it quits, Okay. And by saying, as I usually do, I have to force myself to say it if it don't come naturally for me, get a conclusion. And that is, if you haven't accepted Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, while the evil days come out, unless you're already in something such of your own that you have yet to deal with and get resolved, or hopefully more by not just but the power from on high, than by your own means to some such problematic situation. But anyway, though, as I was saying, more or less, so I said again, reiterating, complete a formula to understand some more. But then, if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I hope that you would think to do so now while blood is still running warm in your vein by recognizing and realizing what He Himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some Roman soldiers up on the orders of their religious peers, being a Pharisees and Sadducees. But then, nevertheless, whereas He had given His life upon the cross of Calvary, to become that perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. So that if any of us being whatsoever races and whatever walks of life, factions of society or lifestyle preferences, being the old, young alike, or both two sexual genders, representing the global community within this post-911 era of a new millennium of the apocalyptic day and age, whereas the doomsday clock is now at a few minutes to midnight compared on how formerly periods or prior to the end was at a quarter midnight for these rather biblical prophetic times. Word to profess some such faith in Him. From there we will become and be blessed in one regard or another, in more ways than one. First and foremost, with His salvation, which is the only means by which we can or could possibly, get into the kingdom of heaven. And then second of all, whereas from there we'll be blessed with His deliverance. But first, you have to, accept Him as your personal Lord and Savior. Otherwise, you have nothing coming so far as blessings is concerned.
What now?
You hear? But once you word to profess some such faith in Him, from there you will become and be blessed in one regard or another, in more ways than one. Like I was saying. Okay?
Magic. Thank you, Professor. That'll be all.
And you have to accept Him as your own personal Lord and Savior.
Did you want to turn?
Got anything bigger? Stay weird, sweetie. I'll call you when I'm back from running.
How the hell? The blanket. Well, that couldn't have been okay.
First of all,
Ow! Stop it!
you think that was funny? Making you think you're about to get your head blown off?
Yeah.
The trick you just saw is known as a bullet catch. More specifically, it is the signature trick of a lauded New York City street magician named Razor. Come on.
How'd you do that?
This is from a performance
You
of his several
crazy,
weeks
like you
ago.
said.
Raise the pistol.
They got your head blown.
Threaten me at my mouth. I'll raise this hand. I'll count
That's
2.
impossible.
Motion 3. Are you ready? 1, 2.
It looks dangerous, but in reality, it's no more hazardous than brushing your teeth. The
Okay,
bullet is never placed in the gun's chamber. You see, it is palmed, and then a slug is hidden beneath the magician's tongue. The blank is fired, head goes back, and voila.
Oh,
That's great.
wasn't
And why the hell were you doing it?
I was attempting to estimate the minimum.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a real-
bullet was in his mouth.
She got a
Last
slap.
time,
She won a
I was
slap.
hoping it would help you to determine what kind of poison was used before the MA.
What poison? What are you talking about?
Razor, aka Claude Reicher, was performing his favorite
The modern day Sherlock Holmes and Watson. That's
He
what that
collapsed at the
about.
same time the gun was fired.
You getting back to some of such other you all.
See,
As I was saying, to
the ME
go about, as I think of it with that in my mind's intention, is to try to backtrack here with reason on purpose. Again, as I'm going on the department to continue from where we are last left off. To finish up as and complete the formula I thought was saying. As I was saying, in more words or less, unless you accept Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, then you cannot expect to get into the kingdom of heaven. Which your final destination will be the lake of fire, damn hell. To rot for all eternity.
I get
Be
it. So
tortured
you
and
didn't
terrorized or
see
raped by the devil and his
reasons
demons,
and
and be tortured and terrorized some such other means by them for the evil ones, the evil empire, the dark forces of the other world.
That's why you're trying to live.
And because you would have rejected so great a salvation in our Lord and Savior Christ, the Messiah, the deliverer. And therefore, you have no part in the blessings otherwise. You bestowed upon believers in God across the great divide that separates the kingdom of heaven from hell. But we, as believers in God, as Christians, aka Protestants, would be among other like-minded believers in God. As in Christians, aka Protestants, beyond the pearly gates for the one that is much better than a woman's pussy or vagina.
Did you know that coffee made a triple churn in 2 times?
You play your cards right, you
How do I
are
know so much about
become
coffee?
a believer in God as a Christian, aka Protestant, that's a male. He will bless you with a woman. That's
I'm
much
Jimmy
better
Dean, and
than the skeezers and
that's
skanks that
Sunrise
you could
Song.
possibly be used
I
to.
honestly feel that
You
way
know,
about Jimmy Dean.
There's dime a dozen
Get
holes.
yourself a large shoe
When
for that
it
good one.
comes to college or university, students are females who at some time or another moonlight as escort service, whether it's prostitutes, or to make up to foot their college or university educational bill when they could run over what they can afford according to their financial aid or student loans. They do these side jobs and so. You know what I mean? But anyway, though, but once you were to accept Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, you would not have to worry about ending up in a lake of fire, damn hell, and because you would have that blood sacrifice of our Lord and Savior Christ inside the liver as insurance for your immortal soul for that summer such a good moment of time.
Humira targets and blocks the source of inflammation that contributes to joint pain and irreversible damage.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections.
Yeah, you would be blessed. You would have it made in the shade, baby.
Cancers, including lymphoma, have happened.
Oh, you know,
liver and nervous system problems. Serious.
Yeah. And people in hell want ice water. You know? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Don't they ever, And there are really no unbelievers and non-believers in damn hell. I know I may catch a lot of flack for that last mention, but really there aren't, Whereas any unbelievers and non-believers who go to damn hell, they actually become believers in God, but it's much too late then. Because no matter how much they become believers in God, being in there, unless they were to become subject to experiencing one of those beyond and back experiences, for the few that could go to hell and then get out of hell through the good graces of our Lord and Savior Christ, besides the living, where the majority of them stay down there in hell. They don't come back from hell. They're down for all eternity, And so they would be the believers in hell that is down for all eternity. Total opposite of us other believers, being a whom will go to heaven, see. They're the believers in hell who have accepted Christ as their personal Lord and Savior much too late, only after they left the world, compared to how you're supposed to profess faith in God as an unbeliever, non-believer that become a believer in God while you're still here upon the planet Earth. You don't do it before you make that transition for the great beyond the hereafter or the afterlife, then your status as a believer in God is null and void. You don't receive any blessings. You just get curses for having died in your sin or having, rejected so great a salvation once again for the umpteenth time, even up until the time you're on your last journey of this life, up until the time you will expire or breathe your last. Now you understand what I'm saying? Okay? I'm sure that charlatan, chameleon, or shyster, the late supposed so-called Reverend Billy Graham would agree with me, who was nothing but a prosperity preacher, a false prophet, or an antichrist, being of whom believed in the ecumenical charismatic movement of the Catholics, whereas that movement of religious nature is not Christian. Just like the commies are not Christian. Catholics do not go to heaven. Catholics go to hell. Go to down hell because they have the wrong religion. And so the same could be said of the supposed so-called Jehovah's Witnesses, the supposed so-called Latter-day Saints, or any advocates of false religions with false religious doctrines and so forth.
Bring up my ambulance, sir.
But anyway, I hope you all have gotten a lot out of what I was saying. At least get the general idea. If not, haven't got the full money, but naked truth of what I was saying. Even if I do feel quite like a prodigal son. I'll get back with you all later, if and when, if at all. Well, this movie is having to do with a Union soldier officer who had gotten separated from his his union and sung him on the time and lived among the Indians and got a better understanding of them. And then from there, you know, he no longer was anti-Indian, but became pro-Indian, you know, and that was considered a no-no by the Union Army back then. Anyway, though, I'm going to wrap this up, y'all, and like I said before, so I say again, hopefully you all, you know, have gotten a general idea of what I was saying. If and when I feel more like an inspired believer, and I pray for you all, be at the Found Church home during the sea of false churches. And the majority of church boys are nothing but a bunch of closet devil worshippers whatsoever with these denominations. Of the worst of the worstest of devil worshippers. From pools to the pulpits, of members and visitors alike. Anyway, I hope you all get salvation in God regardless, whether or not. That regardless of you may not have some or such among environments, some if not already. Because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. You all take care and God bless you.